much for taking the time to join us today. We would like to introduce you to our new patented product known as the Red Head. The Red Head is a water purging device which is installed on point-of-entry tanks. It's a handy device that will make service on every tank easier and neater, and your clients will love it too. Whenever you need to remove water from a tank for whatever reason, use this inexpensive service aid that will change your approach to service forever. Please stay with us while we present you with a detailed video depicting the operation of this fantastic and innovative product.
Today we will be talking about the operational aspects and features of the Red Head. The Red Head is a unique water purging device which allows the user to remove the water from the tank and media, utilizing the backwash drain line. The Red Head can be installed on new or existing systems. As you can see here, the Red Head is attached between the tank and the control valve. For existing systems, the use of a riser tube extension will be necessary. The various reasons for removing the water from the tank are the service of a tank and or its media, total winterization of a system, and addressing compacted bed issues. We will come back and touch on that later. One of the biggest overall benefits of the Red Head is you will never again need to manually siphon, vacuum water, or use a bucket. By simply adding compressed air to the Schrader valve, you will create an air cell at the top of the tank, which slowly pushes the water down through the tank and media, up the riser, and out the drain line. To protect the tank and user from overpressurization, the device uses a proprietary design, which limits the amount of air that can be added to the tank. This limited air pressure is enough to elevate the water approximately 30 feet in the event of a second-story drain. Now let's see how it actually works. First, put the unit in bypass, isolate the system from the pressurized water. Next, put the control valve in the backwash mode to remove the standing pressure in the tank. Remember, the valve must be in the backwash mode. Next, remove the cap from the Schrader valve. Take a small compressor, commonly found at any retail store, set the compressor between 30 and 50 psi, and attach the hose end to the Schrader and begin adding compressed air. The Schrader can receive a number of standard attachment heads. For demo purposes, we have colored the water and we're using a clear drain line for visibility. As you can see, when you add air, the water begins to escape out the drain line. Continue this process until the tank is completely empty and void of water. If you don't see or hear water escaping through the drain line, check to make sure that the control valve is in the backwash mode. Remember, the process won't work if the valve is not right in the backwash position. As you're filling the tank with air, you may notice air escaping from the vent next to the Schrader. This is limiting and regulating the amount of air that can be introduced into the tank. So when you hear air escaping from the vent, you can release the compressor hose, give your hand a break, wait a few seconds, and then begin adding air again. You will know this operation is complete when you hear and or see air escaping from the backwash drain line. At this point, the tank is now empty and the media is dry. Now let's go back to the various applications mentioned at the beginning and give more detailed reasons for using the Red Head device. The first reason is when a tank needs to be removed. It's much easier when it's void of water weight, especially for a single mechanic, or when it's in a basement or a crawl space. The Red Head allows you to easily remove the water with no mess, no removal of any parts or valves on the system. If the media needs to be removed, it's faster, it's easier, and less troublesome with no siphoning. Because the media is now dry, there's no more slopping wet buckets of dirty media across the customer's floor or in the back of the service truck. It's also lighter now too. It's clean, it's neat and easy, and that's a refreshing change for the customer and the water treatment dealer. Another reason is for winterization. This is the only system that totally allows you to completely remove the water from the tank and the media, so you truly get a complete water removal, which will eliminate any possible freezing. And last but not least, another reason is if you have a compacted bed, by removing all the water from the tank and media, you create a more dynamic backwash scenario. Since there is no water in the tank when you start this backwash process, the water enters the bottom of the tank and is able to flood the tank against little resistance. It's not pushing against water that would normally be in the tank. With the red head, you repeat this process as often as you need to break up the bed, and you haven't used any other tools other than your compressor. Now that's easy. As mentioned before, when adding the red head to an existing system, you will need to extend the length of the existing riser. This can be conveniently done with the optional riser tube extension, which is sold separately. The riser tube extension is designed to receive the existing riser in the tank and allow for the control valve replacement. Lastly, you can add one more feature to the red head, another innovative device known as the riser lock. The riser lock is a handy removable locking disc that allows the riser tube to stay secured in the tank, and thereby eliminating the age-old problem of the riser tube coming out of the media or gravel bed when the valve is removed. As you can see here, the riser lock receives the bottom of the red head and secures it in place, thereby allowing the valve to be removed without the riser tube lifting out of place. Remember, the riser lock is also removable. We hope this has been helpful to you, and thank you for joining us today. This concludes our presentation.
We are excited to continue to provide innovative ways to make your everyday jobs easier. That will gain you a competitive edge, and your clients will love too. Once you use the red head, you will want to put it on every tank you sell in service. Please let us know if you have any further questions by calling our sales department at 877-552-3322 option 1. You will find a handy order form in the Other Products tab on the left side of our website at www.solutionsinaqua.com. Or you may order by simply emailing us at info@solutionsinaqua.com. Be sure to get your order in and be among the first to begin experiencing the Solutions in Aqua way of approaching your next service.